A week in the life of a witch. Terudafa, Teru to her friends, was a new teacher at the academy. In her first week, had gone quite well. Her class consisted of 16 female students, each with a cat sitting upon her desk. The first half we will be studying leprechauns, and the second half we will be studying elves. And if we have time left over, we will study either the banshee or the troll, whichever one the class votes on studying. At night, most of the teaching staff would hang at the Blue Star nightclub, which is quite literally the only hot spot in town, where the single witches and warlocks go to meet up with other young witches and warlocks their own age. She'd already had a boyfriend, a young warlock named Tagut, who dripped conceit and vanity with every smack of his lips. What she saw in him none of her other friends could fathom. A rogue, they all thought rightly, who soon left her heartbroken. So she went to the cat lady, Atria, who said, "Welcome, Teru." "Hello, Atria. My mum says hi. We need to talk. I don't think this life is for me. Well, you must take Martina for me. I want to forget all about this life. I want to forget all about Tagut." "What? All because of love sickness? You would so easily throw away a lifetime of learning and study?" "Yes." "Well, that may be true, although I doubt it. But for now you have assumed a witch debt for this warlock of yours, and all debt must be paid." "What? Oh no," said Teru. "That was just in case he died or something. Then I would have to repay it, but short of that, he has to repay it. It's his debt, not mine," said Teru confidently. "Well, unfortunately, right now, you are the one with the job, so the debt is owed and must be repaid." And on such a sunny day, thunder and lightning could be heard from outside, and Terudafa took a giant step towards getting over her warlock. The cat lady mentioned the amount owed, and Terudafa said, "That will take me forever." "No, it won't," said the cat lady. "They are demanding repayment now." "What? And because the government needs witches at the front lines to fight in the latest war against elves, the bonus paid to the witch will be more than pay off all of your debt, his debt also, whoever's debt, and you will return to teaching in no time." "What?" said Teru. "If you volunteer to go to the front in our war against the elves, otherwise the debt will be sold to either a troll or an elf, and almost certainly that will mean the mines. A witch's lightning strike is extremely valuable in the mines." Teru began crying, and the cat lady tried to comfort her, as Terudafa's cat Martina, who had been visiting with the other cats, suddenly looked at Terudafa's face. Suddenly sensing what was happening, Martina took a step back, and then leapt upon Terudafa's and scratched her across the face. The front lines were hell. Martina did not like it at all. But the mines, with the large number of witches that had been killed, crushed, or broken in the mines, well, she feared the mines would be worse. So Teru and Martina both closed their eyes, and when they opened them, they looked around their foxhole and orientated themselves to their new life. What a disaster, they both thought. Suddenly the order came to attack, so Teru and Martina advanced, as Teru began throwing lightning strikes from behind Martina's force field at the approaching elves, said to be the most beautiful race ever forged by the gods, and they more than lived up to the promise. The elves who shot arrows of frozen Vulcan fire from behind a force field generated by these little 3-pound dinos that appeared to play the same role as our cats do, seemed to be holding back, as if they were waiting for something. Our cats protect, guide, and advise us with a nonverbal communication. They seem to know our very thoughts as we know theirs, but never with certainty. Suddenly from the air the two armies saw the cavalry coming to the rescue, but neither side knew which side the cavalry were. Then it suddenly became clear the warlocks in eagle form were attacking the elves from the air, sending shark waves with their mighty wings, disrupting and upending the elves. Their bravery unmatched. Every attack the warlocks suffered losses, as did the elves, for the warlocks were not protected by the force field of a cat, but by an amulet, and it could only protect the warlock against an attack by one elf at a time. So the elves have learned to focus their attacks upon the warlocks. They were less successful against the witches, except in the case of blindness. When several elves would focus their fire upon one or more witches, it often led to blindness. Taru saw 4 witches and stretches being carried out after having been blinded in an explosion of focused frozen Vulcan fire. Then one day an eagle from the sky transformed. Then suddenly in the battle an eagle from the sky fell from the sky, transforming back into a warlock as he hit the ground, and Taru saw that it was Tagut. She and Martina pulled him into the foxhole. Why, Tagut? How? I found out what they had done to you, said Tagut, so I volunteered. No, wept Taru, as her hatred of him melted away, and she realized how much she loved him. Trying to bargain with the gods as she pulled him up into her arms and held him close as she felt his body grow cold. Martina had never done an unselfish act before in her life, but in this moment she touched Tagut and willingly gave him one of her lives. Color returned to his cheeks, and Taru thanked the gods as Martina fell down unnoticed and did not get back up. Martina's unselfish act did not go unnoticed, and jumped ahead a little. And as she walked along through the fog and mist of battle, she saw an angel descend from above and say, "Curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought her back." And with the touch of a touch of the wand, she said, "For your selfless act, your 9 lives are hereby restored to you." And with a touch of her wand, Martina was back in the foxhole, just in time to throw up a force field and protect Taru and her warlock from an elf's arrow. But because it was such a direct hit, the explosion that followed knocked all 3 of them into next Thursday. They woke up in the hospital, and when they were told that they had been there for 3 days, they could not believe it. As returning war heroes, Tagut and Taru both got teaching jobs. Taru returned to the academy, while Tagut began teaching flight instruction at the Wizards and Warlock Academy across the street. At night they went to the Blue Star Bar and wait a minute. Okay, at night they went to the Blue Star Bar to reconnect with old friends. But the crowd had changed, gotten younger, except for one night when all of the old familiar faces seemed to be there. "Wow, this is unbelievable," said Taru. "It's so amazing." And yet she had no idea until Tagut got down on one knee and proposed that the whole night had been a setup so Tagut could propose. Taru said yes. The wedding was beautiful. They were married by the cat lady, Atria, who revealed herself only to Taru and Tagut to be the goddess herself. Martina was the best cat at the wedding, and they lived happily ever after. The end.